Good morning, May 7th. We're going to continue talking about percents today. Um, in hindsight, I probably should have done this the reverse order, but that can't happen now. So let's dive right into it. So one of the big things y'all kind of struggled with yesterday was not understanding the relevancy of the fractions of the percent. Okay. If y'all had an issue with it, that was the issue that y'all had. So this should kind of give you a little bit more understanding of why it's relevant. And I got chats coming in, so this is kind of the grand scheme of how you would see percents first, and then you'd go to the chart. However, next year they won't necessarily give you these, and then you go to the charts. I mean, for us, we gave you a list, and I mean, when I was there on orientation day, that's what we handed out. Hey, this is what your book's going to look like. Hey, here, take this. You have a quiz on this in a week and a half, and go. And you would take that chart quiz every single week until you passed it with an 80%. So, just saying, it's worth knowing. But this is much more the basic idea of where percent comes from. Okay. You would probably see this a lot more when you're going from fractions to percents directly at the beginning. Okay. So one big thing I completely forgot to harp on a lot yesterday is percent is always out of 100. Okay. Percent is always out of 100, always out of 100, always out of 100. Okay. So these magical fractions right here, if you can get them to become 100, you have your answer. Okay. Hey, we literally just started. No worries. Ooh, Bethany said something. Now I gotta come to her. All right, Bethany, you said it's so easy. Yeah? You're unmuted.
Well, by looking at it, it looks easy.
Okay. Which one looks easy?
Let's just say number 2.
Number 2? Okay. So what's number 2?
Yeah.
Huh? What's the fraction of number 2?
It looks like 1/5.
So it's 1/5.
It looks like 1/5.
So what percent is that?
I didn't think about that.
Well, let's talk about it then. Okay. So you said it was 1/5, right?
Okay. Yep.
So can you get that 5 to 100? What do you have to multiply 5 by to get it to 100?
20.
20. So times 20 times 20, because whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top, right?
Yeah.
So guess what? You just got 20 over 100. So guess what your percent is?
20%.
Boom.
Yay.
Yeah. So, I mean, it actually is pretty easy. So, and again, that's my bad. I didn't really harp on it. I'm going to mute you again, Bethany. So one thing I didn't really harp on is it's always out of 100%. Okay. Percent is always out of 100. So all of these, if they have an easy denominator to get to, just go straight to 100 and you're golden. If not, you can work backwards and then go forward again. Okay, I'll show you that one here in just a second. But I had 5 chats. Okay. So Caleb said number 1's easy. So now I'm going to pick on him when I find him. Oh, Caleb's KD. All right, Caleb, I'm with you now.
Yeah, so number 1 was easy.
So number 1, what percent is shaded? Or how many are shaded?
6,
So there's 6 of how many?
8.
Okay. So there's 6 of 8. So what percent is that going to be?
Let's see. You have to multiply 6 times 8?
No. Can
Oh.
you get 8 directly to 100? Yes or no?
I don't think so.
You can't. But
Oh.
can you simplify 6/8?
Can't, no.
Can you simplify 6/8?
Yes.
By what?
By 2s?
By 2. So what you get is 3/4. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you get 3/4, now can you take 4 to 100? Or cough, cough. How much money do you have when you have 3/4?
75 cents.
Boom. So it's 75% because what you could have done is multiplied both of them by 25 and got 75 over 100.
Okay, that was kind of confusing.
How's it confusing?
The whole thing.
How so?
So basically, you said how many shaded? 6. So you said how much is off? 8. So now you're saying, like how you simplify. It's easy. You gotta simplify, and then you gotta think about can 8 go to 100, and then you gotta think about can 4 go to 100, and then you just simplify more, and then you get 75%.
Yeah.
You don't make it totally make sense.
So honestly, the easiest way to do it is get it in simplest form first. So when we divided both of them by 2, we got 3/4. Would you agree?
Yeah.
From there, it's much easier to go forward to get to 100. But as you get more and more comfortable with these, you're not going to have to do that because you're instantly going to be able to just look at it and go, oh, that's all it is. Okay?
Okay. See.
Trust me, you're going to see these enough next year that that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
Right now, I'm just trying to give you a very brief snapshot of what it's going to look like. Okay?
Wait, is this gonna be on work?
Today,
Yes.
something similar.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna struggle.
No, you won't. You'll have it done, or you'll have it mastered before we leave. Promise. All right. I had 9 new chats. Let's see what's going on. When we get to 6, yes, you can. So Muhammad asked for 3. Mitchell, you'll do 4. Okay. Muhammad, you're unmuted, buddy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what's number 3? What do you think it is?
Wait, let me do it now.
Talk me through it.
Okay, I did 3 divided by 6, and I got 0.5. And then, so the answer is 50%.
Okay, so you went a complete different way than I did. Okay. But is he correct? Yeah. So how I would have done it is this, but then I'll also show you how he did it. So what he has is 36, so 0, I had to take it up. No, I've got that backwards. There we go. Okay. So this is how I did it. So I had 3 of 6, and then I divided both of these by 3 and got 1/2. And then I multiplied both the top and bottom by 50 because the bottom number always has to be 100. So I got 50 over 100, so I got 50%. However, what Muhammad did, and he's correct, is he divided 6 into 3, or 3 into 6. So when he did, 6 can't go into 3, so you got to go to the next one. So it becomes 0.5. That is technically correct because the 0.5 can then be multiplied, or then move the decimal twice to get to the next part. Okay. So also, some of you struggled yesterday trying to understand why you moved the decimal 2 places, right? So fun fact, percent is always out of what number? 100, right? So essentially what you did yesterday, when you're going to percent, you're multiplying your number by 100. But right now it's all decimal, so literally what you're doing is just moving the decimal place over 2. So then when you're moving it back, when you're going from percent to decimal, you're literally dividing by 100, and that's how you move the decimal twice. Okay. For some of you, that just doesn't make sense, and it's craziness, and it's convoluted, and it just doesn't work. So just go with the Dr. Pepper rule. Okay. But this is just really a process. So far, there has not been a number that has not been listed on my board. Okay. All those crazy fractions have been listed every single time so far. Mitchell, I said I was going to come to you next for number 4.
Okay, so for what I did for number 4, so I got the shaded part and divided it by the parts that are not shaded plus the shaded parts. So I got 2 over 8, and I reduced it to 1 over 4.
Mhm.
Then I saw that 1 over 4 equals 25 over 100. So
Absolutely.
when I got that, when I figured that out, then I realized it was 25%.
Absolutely perfect. Okay. So my goal is that eventually you get super familiar with this whole process. And your paws are so wet. That eventually you just have a handful of fractions that you can just go, oh, that's what it is. Got it. No worries.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So just like you did, where you said, oh, that's 1/4. I know I can get 25 over 100 with that. That's the goal eventually, because then everything just kind of starts flowing a lot better. Okay.
Yes.
Well, good job. All right. Did anybody want number 5? Does anybody want to talk me through number 5? So Moni, it's up to you. Give me just 1 second and let me find you on here and I'll unmute you. I guess I clicked past you. I did click past you. Saloni, you're unmuted.
So the first thing I like to do is figure out how many total pieces there are.
Mhm.
And there's 5 rows of 5. So 5 times 5 is 25. So I know that in total there's 25 squares.
Correct.
I also know that only 20 of them are shaded.
Mhm.
So that becomes 20 by 25. And if you reduce that, you get 4 by 5,
Mhm.
which is equal to 80 by 100. So it's 80%.
Absolutely. So another way you could have done that is, your way was flawless. So another way you could have done it, though, was 20 over 25. 25 times 4
Times
is
4.
and then you could have had the exact same,
Yeah.
was 80 over 100. So either way is perfectly fine. How you talked through it was very, very well done. Great job.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm coming to J. If I can find J. Jay, are you still on here? You're changed your name. Okay. All right, Jay. Hit me with number 6.
Okay, so while I was doing it, Jada, be quiet. When I was doing it, I saw that there was 1/10
Mhm.
shaded, and so I put that into a fraction. Wait, it was on. So I wrote it down
Mhm.
and in my mind, and multiplied both top and bottom by 10
Mhm.
because I believe 10 times 10 is 100, and and that's pretty much all I could get. So and therefore I believe that the answer was 10%.
That's absolutely right. So you got 1/10 and multiplied both the top and bottom by 10. So when you did that, you got 10/100 for the answer of 10%. Yeah, that's absolutely perfect. Great
Okay.
job. So, I want somebody to talk me through number 9. Okay. No, you just did one. We're gonna let somebody else if they're willing to go for it. So number 9 is a tricky one, or potentially can be a tricky one if you allow it. Okay. No, you've already talked through one too. So I mean, I've already had 6 people talk through it. So I was hoping to get a 7th person to talk through one. Because if nobody else will, then I will. Going once. Going twice. Sold to me. All right. So number 9, you can very easily do it one of 2 ways. So for me, there are 5 big pieces. However, there are 10 small pieces. So 10 small pieces may be easier for you. If it is, then go with it. If it's easier to go, okay, that's one big block, that's one big block, and then those are just 3 non-shaded big blocks, that's fine as well. So what you're going to get is you're either going to get 2/5 or you're going to get 4/10. So are those equivalent fractions? Yeah, because they equal one another. They're very simply just a division or multiplication away from each other. Okay, so they are equivalent fractions. So as long as you're using the equivalent fractions, you're going to be able to get your answers. Okay, so questions, concerns on any of these so far? Okay, because my plan is to basically give this to you as the work today, not this page, but okay. So if this made sense, then you're going to be good. Okay. No, I won't give you a Google form today. The only time I've been giving you Google Forms is when it's kind of like a review of the chapter. Caleb, if you have a question, ask me in the chat. Or do you want me to come to you, Caleb? Caleb, you're unmuted. What's up, buddy?
So I still don't really get the process a little bit. I don't know why.
Okay. So do you want to look at number 7 or number 8?
Number 7.
Okay. So How hard does that one look?
Kind of hard.
Nah. Easiest one on the page.
Because it's like some, like, it looks like some of the parts is like some, like half of the shapes are just shaded, but the other
Oh,
part is
hold on,
not.
hold on. Say what you just said again.
Some of the shapes are shaded.
You said
They
how
have-
many shapes?
I said some of the shapes are shaded.
What I heard is what you said was about half the shapes are shaded.
I did say that. Okay.
Exactly. So don't sit there and try to reinvent the wheel. Does it look like about half of them are?
Let's see.
You said that's what you said. So count them. So it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So guess what? They match. If my counting
Okay.
was actually right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they match. Okay.
But this still is like how you. The thing is, I still don't get the. So I still don't kind. I kind of get the process, but I do it at the same time.
Okay. So look at number 8.
Okay.
Look at number 8. So how many pieces are shaded?
3,
Out of how many?
2.
Out of how many pieces? Total pieces?
Oh. 5.
Okay. So put 3 over 5 as a fraction.
Okay.
Okay. Can you get that 5 to 100? Yes or no?
Yes.
How?
By count by 5.
Yeah.
To 20.
So what you're going to do is you're going to get, ultimately, you're going to get 5 times 20. Okay.
Okay.
So what's 3 times 20?
60.
Guess what? You just figured out your percent.
Oh. It
The
makes perfect
number
sense
over
now.
100 is your percent answer.
Okay, so basically, how like so. Okay, so like for example, like number 4.
Yeah.
So there's 2 shaded, but then
In
there's
total,
8.
there's 8 pieces, correct?
Yeah, so it's I think it's 2 over 8, right?
Right. So this is one that is going to be easier to simplify and then re-expand. Okay. It's
Okay.
the one that you didn't like. So if we simplify both of them by 2, what we get is 1 over 4.
Right.
Now, can you take 4 to get to 100?
I think you can. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 times 25.
Oh yes.
And then it's 1 times 25. So what's 1 times 25?
25.
Boom, 25%.
I get it now.
Reaction.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else? Questions, concerns, anything you need to talk me through before I start trying to turn y'all loose? Okay. So remember, if y'all need me, back at 1 o'clock, pop on the video. But if not, I may see y'all tomorrow. I may not. Tomorrow's my room clean out day. So I don't know how much I'm actually going to be on doing videos and stuff tomorrow. Okay. So, but if you need me, reach out. See y'all later.